Hey guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be my December TBR. I don't know if I'm going to have a lot of free time in December or no free time because I did take a couple extra days off, but I took them off for family things and my work is still in mandatory overtime, so my shifts are a little over 11 hours now, and I just really can't decide how much time I'm going to have. So I figured 5 books seems realistic, I guess. So I have 3 books that I have already picked out, and then I have my box of prompts for the other 2 books. If you don't know, and it's been a while since I did a TBR, I have a bunch of prompts in this box, and I pick out 2 of them and find a book that matches those prompts afterwards. So that's enough explanation of a TBR video. Let's just get into it. The first book on my December TBR is Jack London, Tales of the North. This is an anthology of all of Jack London's works. I really love Jack London. I loved reading his stories when I was a kid, and he has a lot of short stories that I haven't read before, so I picked this up, and I thought it would be a nice, like, December wintry read, maybe just reading, a story, maybe every night before bed, I don't know. What I did is I put a tab at each story, so this one's a full book, but most of them are short stories. I did that when I read The Arabian Nights, Tales of a Thousand and One Nights, and I found it really helpful knowing like where each story was and knowing like how much until each story. I don't know, I found it really helpful for that like giant anthology, so I'm doing it again with this one, and I just thought this would be a really good like seasonal read and just a nice little thing to slowly work my way through. The next book on my December TBR is Witches of Ash and Ruin by E. Latimer. I've talked about this book a couple times because I am so excited for it, but then I almost got too excited for it and it made it a little bit intimidating, and I was just waiting for like the perfect time to read it, and I hate when I do that because it just means that I put it off forever. So enough is enough. I am going to read this month. This is the story of a girl who is about to finally ascend to being a full witch, while also dealing with severe OCD and being outed as bisexual. I think also her absent mother has just returned, and there's a murder, and there's drama with another girl. Like, it seems like there's a lot going on, but I love every single thing that's going on, if that makes sense. And I am just so excited for this book. This is also Own Voices rep for the OCD, and if you don't know, I myself have OCD. I've done a couple of videos about it, I'll link them above and below, but I am always looking for better representation for that, and I just have faith in this author to do it right, and I'm trying not to get my hopes too high, but it's hard. I am so excited for this book. The third book on my TBR is going to be The Burning God by R.F. Kuang. That's not this book. My copy is about to come in the mail. I think it should probably arrive within the next couple days, but I didn't want to wait any longer to film the video, so I'm holding up this book. I love The Poppy War so much. If you don't know, The Burning God is the third book. I read the first and second. Absolutely loved them. They're so dark, and I feel like dark isn't a strong enough word. They are so messed up. It's brutal and just, terrible in a really, I don't want to say enjoyable way because that sounds weird, but you know what I mean? I'm not going to go into the synopsis of the third book, but the series as a whole is about a girl who was a war orphan. To escape her circumstances, she worked her ass off and got into this really elite military academy, and now there's a war, and there's magic, and there's gods, and it's so dark, so messed up. Trigger warnings galore. The series is very heavy on all of the dark aspects of war, but it doesn't sensationalize them. It just doesn't hide, it doesn't glorify war. It tells you exactly how terrible and fucked up all of this stuff is. And I really respect that. And also the writing in this is just so captivating. Like, these are giant books, but I feel like I just fly through them. So the third book came out recently. Like I said, my copy is in the mail and should be coming in very soon, and I am so excited to finish the series. And now for my next 2 books, I'm going to pick out 2 books from my polka dotted box of prompts and just see how that goes. So, shaking them up. I just dropped the lid on the ground. It's fine. So I have 1, 2. Let's see here. Okay. A hyped book. So this can be either a book that I have hyped up on my channel already and talked about a couple times, or just a book that is overall has a lot of hype around it. Okay. And then the next one, okay, will probably make me cry. If you guys don't know, I do cry pretty easily, especially with books. I'm pretty sure I know which book I'm going to pick for this, but I am going to go step away, grab 2 books for these prompts, and I'll be right back. And I'm back. So, I think that I picked out 2 really good books. For a hyped book, I'm going with Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This book was so hyped from the moment it was released, and I feel like that's just because a lot of people really love Leigh Bardugo. I liked the Six of Crows duology, but I didn't love it, and I feel like this book is kind of more to my taste. And I know that a lot of people had really high expectations for this book, and it didn't quite meet those expectations. But I feel like I have different expectations. And also now that the hype has died down a little bit, I think this will be a good time for me to read this. This is the story of a girl who I think doesn't have much money and dropped out of school or something like that, and then she's in an accident, and when she wakes up, somebody offers her a full scholarship to Yale, and there's obviously a catch, but she doesn't quite know what that is, and I heard that there's like darkness and ghosts and murder, and that just sounds really fun to me. And like I said, the things that people didn't like about this book, I feel like are things that I do like, and I just feel like this book is more up my alley, so I really want to give it a chance. And for a book that's gonna make me cry, as soon as I saw the prompt, I knew exactly what book I'm gonna pick. Inside the O'Briens by Lisa Genova, who is the same author of Still Alice. See the sticker right there? Still Alice broke my heart. It was a 10 out of 10 book. I could not stop crying, and this book is very similar. So this is about a man who gets diagnosed with Huntington's disease, and now he is kind of coming to grips with that and realizing that it's turning his whole life upside down, and his kids have a chance of inheriting it, and all of the dealing with the diagnosis both physically and mentally, even though this does seem like essentially a carbon copy, switch out a couple keywords of Still Alice. I don't think that's a bad thing for me, because I had seen the Still Alice movie before I read the book, so I already knew the entire plot, everything that happens, and it still destroyed me. And I think that just because the writing style is so good, and the thing that I loved about Still Alice, and is going to, I think, be a very big factor in this as well, is the family aspect. So I keep comparing it to Still Alice because I've read Still Alice and I haven't read this book yet, but in Still Alice, when she gets her Alzheimer's diagnosis, you see, obviously, her struggling with that and her mind deteriorating, but you see her husband try to come to grips with his wife forgetting who he is, and you see her kids not knowing what's going to happen to their mother, and you see so much of the family's reaction to the disease that it's just as powerful as the main character's reaction to themselves. And this seems to have a very strong family aspect also, and I know that I'm going to cry. I am positive I'm going to cry, so get excited for me crying, because this book is gonna do it. So here we have it. Here are the 5 books that I'm planning to read the month of December. I just realized how big a lot of these books are. They're also quite heavy. This might be a little bit ambitious, but I'm really excited about all of these books, so I feel like hopefully that'll help push me through and I'll be fine. But that is all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, please click the like button to let me know, and subscribe to stay up to date with the rest of my videos. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, usually reading or writing related. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!